Hey guys, before I get anywhere near to the game, make sure to go and follow the official fan community of Everlasting Summer to keep updated with all the awesome features coming soon to the game. This site is where all of us Everlasting Summer fans unite, and the links will be down in the description if you want to go check it out. If you have any questions about this game and its new features that are coming soon, make sure to ask this gentleman right here, and I'm sure that he will be able to answer any questions. Thanks guys. Hello everybody, my name's AFHGaming and welcome back to some more Everlasting Summer Let's Play! Okay, let's get back into the story. And whose bright idea is that to have a bath at midnight? I muttered below my breath. There's only one problem. Is it a boy or is it a girl? In the first case, we could just have a bath together without any worries. Oh my god, your words. I'm not fond of public baths, but I can cope with them this time. In the second case, I would have to wait or to scratch myself the whole night through. Who knows how long I have to wait. I peeped into the window, but couldn't see anything because of the steam. No! Am I gonna see? Suddenly, Slavia appeared right before me from the thick fog. Oh, no! Oh my god, but that ass though looks nice. Naturally, she was naked, just like anyone else in the bath would be. Dumbstruck, I stared at her. You are a stalker. I had never seen a naked girl so close, even through glass. My organ reacted as it should. Oh my god. Nerve impulses traveled from my eyes down my body. It seemed like I couldn't leave my observation point no matter what, even if a war broke out. Well, she's looking right to you, Mike. What? Is he looking through that window over there? I don't get it. But Slavia didn't notice me. She was washing herself leisurely, rinsing her head, rubbing her body with a sponge, and pouring water from the bucket on herself. Then she started to wash her hair. I can't imagine how much time she needs to wash it completely, but minutes flew like seconds. That's how immersed I was in the sight. You're such a stalker. Finally, she finished washing, sighed with satisfaction, and walked to the door. You better get the hell out of here. I managed to come to my sense just at the moment. She went into the changing room and left to hide in nearby bushes. The best thing to do was not to tempt fate and leave, but I realized that too late. Slavia appeared on the porch after a moment, stood for a while, enjoying the night breeze, and walked in the direction of my hideout. Ugh. I had a dozen of excuses in my mind, but she went by without even looking at the bushes I was hiding in. Thank God. Looks like I'm lucky. I cautiously got out and went to Olga Dmitrievna's cabin, completely forgetting my intention to have a bath. I was totally exhausted and wanted to just fall in bed and doze off. My eyes couldn't wait and were closing from time to time. It was dangerous even to blink. I still didn't even know the camp well enough to walk there with my eyes closed. Oh no. Suddenly Slavia appeared before me, and I said, "Are you going to sleep?" Well, yes. Right this moment, I remember the sight in the bathhouse and averted my eyes shyly. And you? I'm cleaning up. She took the broom out and behind her back. Slavia with a broom in the empty square at night looked like a witch from a children's fairy tale. What? Nothing. Is it a really good idea to clean the square after a bath? Did you just say that? Oh my god! And how do you know that I had a bath? I physically felt the fear taking over my body. Cold sweat started to run down my back. My thoughts froze so I couldn't think of any excuses. Please think of something smart. Slavia still stared at me in surprise. It looked like my life depends on this answer. Well, your hair is wet. Oh, you're right. Thank you, SEMYON. God. I wanted the earth to swallow me up, so I would vanish from this world just as suddenly and irreversibly as I had vanished from mine. Are you going to have a bath too? Me? Well, Slavia looked at the bag in my hands. Yes, I am. So good night. I turned around and darted back towards the bathhouse. You are such an idiot. What a disaster, how shameful. I was slowly trying to curse myself for all that happened. I shouldn't have peeped in the first place, but if I peep anyway, then I must pay more attention and think of an excuse beforehand. Oh. It didn't take much time to wash myself. It looked like the night made its own ball or possibly a concert. The stars were the lights, the birds and insects were orchestra, an owl hooting somewhere was its director. The sound of wind in the trees was the applause of the audience. The night looked so much more beautiful when you stand in the forest clean and fresh. Suddenly I heard a noise in the bushes. Oh my god, is it Slavia again? I shivered but didn't get very scared. It may be a squirrel or another animal. Nevertheless, I should check it out. I went to the bushes, but didn't find anything or anyone suspicious. It just seemed, with a clean body and a calm spirit, I went to the leader's cabin. Oganifrina was already asleep. I went to the bed without taking off my clothes and covered myself with a blanket. I couldn't fall asleep for a long time, remembering naked Slavia, whose image could not be eclipsed by thoughts about finding answers. Oh my god, you think too much, man. Day 4! 3 more days left, guys. I hope I get the girl. I woke up with a hellish ringing inside my head. The ringing seemed to be coming from the depth of my consciousness. Uh-oh. But after I came to my senses, I realized that the cause of this ringing is the alarm clock. Strange, where did it come from? Why is it standing near my bed? It was 7:30 according to the clock. Olga Dmitrievna had already left, and there was nobody to force me to go to the lineup. Thus I can sleep a bit more. I closed my eyes, but seemed like my consciousness had already had its coffee and was ready for a long productive day. I need to get up. I should plan my day out after all. I need to at least find out something today. But still, nothing came to my head. Fine, I need to wake up completely and wash myself. Oh my god. On my way to the washstand, I met Xenia. What got you up so early?
Anything wrong with being up early?
She looked at me as if I insulted her. No, nothing, just curious.
None of your business.
Ugh. Thank God nobody wants you. Gosh, Xenia isn't very sympathetic, even when she's in a good mood, but today she just looks furious. The cold water perked me up, the fog in my head dissipated, and my thoughts started arranging themselves. Curiously, I started to worry about finding a place in the canteen more than about finding answers. I brushed my teeth and was going to leave, then a quiet sound wafted past my ears. It's probably a squirrel or some other animal. I heard another sound, this time a bit farther. I walked 10 meters along the path searching for the source. Nobody, just the morning forest. Ooh, Miku! I returned to the washstands and saw Miku, who was looking for something in the grass. Noticing me, she smiled and jumped up to me.
Oh, hello, good morning. I accidentally scattered my tooth powder, just trying to gather it all back up.
Why? Oh, I'm not even gonna question you. The dewy grass didn't seem to be helping matters. Are you sure that's a good idea?
Well, why? What else can I do? I don't have it anymore. It was the last one I had.
She pouted like a child who had just had her favorite toy taken from her. Here, I'll give you mine. I dug into my bag. No tooth powder there. Strange. Then I just put it there. I walked away for just a minute and now it's gone. Listen, it looks like I have forgotten it. I didn't want to tell her that it was just gone missing. Knowing the sensitivity of this girl, it was safe to assume that vanishing household goods would impress her so much that her brain would reset itself in order to avoid overheating. Well, I'll be off.
Yeah, cheers, visit me in the music club. I'm still alone there, but
Miko's voice faded in the freshness of the summer morning far behind me. Getting back to the leader's cabin, I took my cell phone and looked at the battery meter. Enough power for a day, maybe even less. Of course, it won't help me much in here, but still, finding a charger in the 80s would mean inventing it. I was going to head to breakfast when somebody knocked on the door. Yes, it's Slavia! It was Slavia!
Good morning! Have you seen Olga Dmitrievna?
I stared at her. I think I'm gonna add a zooming effect onto her breasts. I stared at her breasts. They had just memorized me too much the day before.
Semyon?
Slavia was looking at me worryingly, but I still couldn't manage to shift my gaze away from her breasts.
Is something wrong?
On the contrary, everything is just...
Olga Dmitrievna?
I don't know. She wasn't here when I woke up. I finally managed to control myself.
fine. I still have one thing to do, so see you at breakfast.
Slavia smiled, waved at me, and ran away. Still, regardless, the morning was shining and beautiful. The bright sun was shining over the space and time displaced Pioneer Camp Sylvionic, warming its residents and filling them with energy to spend the day productively. Or in my case, to waste it in futile efforts to find an explanation for everything happening here. There was an unusual large crowd near the canteen. Of course, there was no other people in the camp that pioneers loved as much as the canteen, but why were there all the crowds in the porch? I came closer to find out what was going on. It looked like that doesn't make any sense. Spelling mistake. All the camp had gathered at the porch. There were all female girls, Olachina and Electronic. They were having a lively discussion. I drew closer.
Ah, Semyon. Have you seen Shirik today?
Nope. What's the matter?
We haven't been able to find him since early morning.
Disappearing pioneers. Well, that's something new.
But he was with you yesterday.
She was talking to Electronic. Yes, he was.
So you woke up this morning and he wasn't anywhere to be found?
No.
Why didn't you come to me immediately?
Well, I thought that he got up earlier, and went to wash up or something.
Did he mention anything out yesterday?
Interjected Slavia. For example?
That he was going somewhere, for instance.
Nope. What exactly is so horrifying about that? It's only 9 a.m. He might have decided to go for a walk.
You don't know Shirik!
Well played, Semyon! She looked over at me seriously. Well, no I don't, but I didn't see anything suspicious in the situation.
Okay, let's stop panicking, we'll find him.
Oh my god, and Playgirl comes along.
How could he miss breakfast?
Olyana grinned. Oh, it's Elisa.
Exactly time to eat anyway.
The pioneer proceeded into the canteen. Yet again, I had no choice where to fit in. The only free place was at the table with Elisa and Olyana.
Take a seat!
She pointed at the chair next to her. I sat down.
Aren't you gonna get your food?
Good idea! I hadn't thought about that. Today's breakfast didn't look too much differently from yesterday, but looked more appetizing. Or maybe I was just very hungry. Or maybe I was eager to finish it off as soon as possible to avoid yet another Olyana prank.
Wanna go to the beach with us today?
When?
Right after breakfast.
Generally speaking, relaxation wasn't my agenda today, but if I was going to spend my time thinking why shouldn't I do it while getting a suntan? Sure, why not?
Ah, cool!
She smiled nicely. I bet you're planning another prank.
No, not at all!
Olyana waved her hands at me.
Sure she is.
She sure is.
Elisa grinned. She's always like that. No way!
I think she's right.
Nobody believes me!
Olyana took her tray of dirty dishes and stood up.
Enjoy your meal!
She said it in such a way which left no doubt. Nothing good awaits me today at the beach. Me and Elisa were left alone. You know, I guess I shouldn't go with you after all.
Why is that?
Well, I've got something to do.
And what exactly would that be?
She looked at me in the eyes, and I couldn't even find an appropriate excuse. I don't even have a swimsuit.
Try mine.
You think it'll fit me?
Give it a try.
I don't think it's worth the effort.
Don't be a wimp. We'll find you some swimming trunks.
Those words only added to my fear.
Wait for me in the canteen, I'll be back soon.
Okay. There's something wrong with waiting for her, is there? Finishing my breakfast, I left the building and sat on the stairs. Pioneers, all having their own business, hurried past me one by one. No one stopped by me. No one even looked in my direction. It seemed they didn't consider me a stranger, but exactly the opposite. Just another teenager, their age, their comrade, you could say. I caught myself thinking that I had started to consider this camp and all its inhabitants with not as much caution as I had on the first day. Indeed, Elisa was back in a couple of minutes.
Ready?
Ready for what? She gave me trunks, though you hardly could call them trunks. They looked like big boxers decorated with butterflies. Actually, they were boxers. I am almost afraid to ask, but where did you get these?
Too scared to put them on?
Well, you know, I have not the slightest intention of doing so. I appreciated her joke, but wasn't going to make myself a laughingstock.
Put them on!
She said roughly. Why don't you try them on instead of me? I think that the color of the swimsuit would set off your eyes very nicely.
Let's make a bet.
Oh, not another bet, man. I had no desire to accept her bets.
No thanks. Alright, you either go to the beach wearing them or you swim naked.
Weighing the pros and cons, even the second option seems better than the first. I'm not planning to go anywhere at all.
Then I'll tell everyone you left these trunks in my cabin.
Why would I do that?
How should I know?
She burst into laughter. I didn't want to argue with Elisa, so I decided to go to the beach in the end. But not to those flamboyant trunks. Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Don't be late.
She ran off saying nothing after that. I dragged my feet to the leader's cabin to get a towel and hopefully find something like trunks. Trina was waiting for me in the room.
Semyon, did you hear anything about Shirk?
Same as half an hour ago. I walked to my bed and took a towel.
Are you going somewhere?
Yes, the beach.
Wait, do you have swimming trunks? You came here without any luggage, as I recall.
Strange. That fact didn't seem to surprise her during our first encounter. Nope.
So what will you wear?
Good question. What? I don't know.
Wait a minute.
She walked to the wardrobe and unlocked her drawer. In a moment, she had a pair of normal black trunks. Yes! Finally! Where did you get those? More importantly, why? Someone from the previous session might have forgotten them. Considering all the strange things in this camp, it wasn't really surprising to find men's swimming trunks in old Dreamer's room. Thanks. The trunks were just my size. Swimming time! I got changed behind the cabin and went to the beach. A lot of pioneers had already gathered there, but I recognized only Elisa and Oliana.
Come here!
I walked over to them as I sat beside the sand. Wow!
I see you found something better.
She stared at my trunks and smirked. As you can see.
Come on, let's swim!
I don't wanna. Maybe later. I was not a fan of swimming. Neither am I, really.
Suit yourself.
The girls ran into the water. Why did I come here? Why am I not looking for answers? Should I care about it now? SEMYON seemed normal. Certainly a lot of strange things have happened to me during these 3.5 days, but not one of them taken separately seemed at all supernatural, especially since I didn't get any closer to finding so much as a clue. On the contrary, everything that has happened has only confused me more. What alternatives do I have? I won't get any truth from the local residents, though I doubt they even know it. Should I try to leave this place? But how far can I walk considering that I don't even know where I am? It turns out that my only option is to wait. After some time, the girls came back. Oliana held something in her hand.
Look!
I looked and saw a crayfish, just a normal crayfish. Oh my god. That was way too close. Oliana lay next to me and started to torrent it. Leave the poor animal alone!
Why? It's just a crayfish.
So what? It has the right to live too.
I'll rip its claws off and ask the cook to boil it for dinner.
As if we have nothing else to eat, I looked at Elisa. She seemed to be totally uninterested in Oliana's fun with the poor sea creature. Tell her!
What's wrong?
It's a crayfish. It deserves it. It looked like the girls missed their lesson on nature on primary school and lacked empathy for the environment. Give it! I snatched the crayfish off Oliana.
Suit yourself!
I was a little surprised she didn't resist. I looked into the eyes of the poor animal. They didn't express anything at all, but I thought that if I could speak, it would certainly be outraged. Maybe it would even go to the UN Convention of Human Rights. To tell the truth, I wasn't sure that would help. I took the crayfish to the river and set it free. Well done, Semyon.
Never mind, I'll catch more. There are plenty of them here,
said Oliana. No doubt about it. I mumbled. Time passed and I was getting sleepy. I fell asleep. I don't remember what I was dreaming about, if I was dreaming at all, but I woke up when someone shook my shoulder. Whoa! That is a weird swimsuit! Trina stood next to me. Did you come to swim too? I asked, still half asleep.
No. It's almost time for lunch and we still can't find Shirk,
Lily said, standing before me in her wet swimsuit. And?
I want you to go look for him.
It seemed like I'm the only pioneer in this entire camp. I was certainly outraged. Every time it was getting clear that Olga Dmitrievna considered me her errand boy to be used like a slave, or vice versa.
If I came to you, then I want you to help me.
Why exactly me? However, after giving it some thought, I decided to agree. After all, my shoulders and back got sunburned while I was sleeping, and searching for Shirk would let me get acquainted with unexplored locations at the camp. Okay. It was not exactly right to wander around wearing only swimming trunks, so I should get changed first. 10 minutes later, I stood outside Olga's cabin deciding where to go. Decisions! Forest. Let us go to the boathouse. He could be there. Maybe Shirk decided to pick up stones near the water. In the worst case, I'll find his corpse. But I'm sure that won't end up that way. I was crossing the square when somebody called out to me. Wait! Elisa came up and smiled. I immediately sensed a trap. Where are you going? I am searching for Shirk. Olga asked me to. And how is it exciting? She looked intently into my eyes and turned away awkwardly. Not really, but you know a pioneer is missing. Surely you're not freaking out over such a minor thing. What do you mean? Only a few hours have passed. Maybe he just lost track of time while having a walk. Certainly I'd had the same idea, but I wasn't telling her that. Yes, that's true. But who knows what could have happened? Let me help you with it. With what? I got suspicious. With looking for Shirk! Oh, but I can do it. Oh, come on. She smiled at me, but there was something malevolent in that smile. Naturally, her smile was cute enough, but it really seemed to me like there was something behind it. Well, if you insist, since I could not understand what's on her mind, I had no real reason to refuse. But before we go, I have to get something from my home. Okay, I'll wait for you. You're actually serious about just standing there. Let's go. Okay. Oh, we approached Lisa's cabin. It would be like the other cabins. It's not... if not for the Jolly Roger on the door. By the way, Leon is my roommate. Okay. I bet this is another prank. We entered the cabin. The complete chaos inside really reminded me of an old flat. Though, why I thought of it as old. In general, I would imagine a girl's room differently. Snow white sheets, walls, floors, ceiling, shining spotless. But when it... oh my god, I'm tired of reading. Another spelling mistake. But when you consider that the two most exemplary pioneers are living here. We just stood silently for some time. And what do you need to get? Huh? Seemed like I interrupted Lisa thinking. Yeah, it's not here actually. Wait here, I'll be back in a minute. She smiled and ran out. This is another prank. She seems really flaky. I began to examine the room. I would say that there had been an explosion and just a decent mess. Well, at least by looking at the mess created in the one pioneer session, I can surely say that I'm not the messiest person in the world. The decoration of the apartment took years to complete. I wasn't thinking about anything in particular. I was just looking around the room. Posters of Soviet artists, some books, and the shelves, various household items. And then I realized that everything went wrong. Uh-oh, something will happen soon. Something bad. Why did Lisa leave me here all alone? There was something I had to discover. My gut told me that it's dangerous to stay here. I went to the door and tried to open it. Locked. Fantastic! What a surprise! How'd she manage to get quietly locked me in? I don't know what's in her mind, but I need to get out of here. I went to the window, opened it, and climbed out. Good thinking. Now I can go take care of business, or I chose the second option and waited. What is the reason she had locked me up? I wanted to know what was happening. Plus, I really wanted to see Elisa's face when she finds her room empty. I hid in the bushes next to the house and waited. After some time, I heard footsteps. Elisa and Olga came to the house. You'll see everything for yourself! She opened the door and went in. A few seconds later, she ran back in. You know, Elisa's face as if she just won the mouse catching competition, but at the last moment found out that it's not a real Olympic sport. So he just disappeared? Olga asked skeptically. I did the right thing by closing the window after myself. Oh no. You know, I understand everything. I don't know how to pronounce her name. You and your roommate every time the same thing. Haven't you had enough yet? But it's true! Really? One story after another? Semyon in your cabin, Semyon harassing you? Why'd you keep lying? That's horrible! Elisa seemed upset, and to my surprise, was not trying to argue. On one hand, it was funny to look at, but on the other hand, I felt a bit sorry for her. She deserves it, though. Our leader finally finished scolding her and left. Elisa was mad. She clenched her fist and trembled. Her face was flushed. It seemed to me that she was going to explode. Oh my god, okay, I think we're just gonna stop here because this is just too much of rating. Okay, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, smash that like button, and subscribe to join the AFH Army, and I'll see you all in my next video. Adios!